It's a new year, and like every new year before it, here at CIG, January is a time of planning,
YAR, you know
of
YAR.
summits, of getting together and looking back at how the
Yar.
plans and activities of last year went to
I did a better job
revise
than
and
Speech Chat
inform
did.
the direction and processes
What's
of
up,
the
Alex?
one ahead. And to do so, all while still working diligently on Alpha 3.18, Star Citizen's biggest patch since 2017. One that will serve as future foundation for the Persistent Universe's development
I
going
just got
forward.
home and, well, I
to
took a shit
say
just now,
it's a
but
busy time in the studios at this moment would be an understatement.
I had a deal go
But
pretty
it's
late.
also an opportunity for ISC to
pretty sleepy. I
stretch
only
its
got,
legs
like-
a bit like we always do. Maybe
I only
try
got, like,
a few new things here and
4 and a
there
half,
to take
4 hours
advantage
sleep.
of the first real big
But I
series
felt-
of
I
internal
felt fine,
gatherings
actually,
we've
for
been
having
able
so
to
little
have
sleep.
since the
Usually I feel like
pandemic
shit
began,
in that little sleep.
and continue to look at as many aspects of video game development as we can, while always
I think it was
doing
at
our
8
best to
at
not
the
get in
right
the
time
way of
today.
that very same development. And I'm sure the editors will tell me that was my longest single run-on sentence in ISC history. So this quarter, we can look forward to seeing a
Gotta
few
love Jared
teams that we
Huckabee.
haven't seen in a while. Meet some
Drink
that
water,
are
it
newly
helps.
formed for the needs of this
Oh
new
yeah,
year.
I drink water every day.
Continue to look farther
We
forward
have bottled
than
water
usual
work. I always
with
have
our
water.
Journey to 4.0 specials, and of
I need to get
course,
my
continue
new
to
soda
look
stream
at
thing for my
work
soda stream.
currently in progress for the next quarterly release, which is where we're going to start this week.
And when I
while
wake up, I
Alpha
always have water.
3.18 is still working its way through PTU, let's jump ahead to a little of what's on its way for Alpha 3.19 after that, where during a recent Environment Team Summit here in the UK, we asked visiting members from our Montreal studio to discuss the next evolution of crashed derelicts making their way into the Persistent Universe, including new variations to existing favorites in multiple stages of decay, and the addition of modular habitation units that will soon allow for the
Just
continued
got back
creation of
from
new
Olive
mission
Garden
locations
with some
from the
friends here in
tiniest
town.
of barracks
What'd you get?
to the most impressive of shanty towns.
Seafood Alfredo.
Oh, it sounds good. I'm gonna have to try that next time. Was he got like shrimp in
Derelicts are
there?
important because
Crab?
it's
Probably
adding
no crab,
content,
right?
enriching the
Probably
experience
shrimp
for the
and-
player.
Maybe some clams.
It's like telling a story as well as the actual piece of a derelict that's there.
The derelict
Shrimp and
who
scallops.
are in
Oh,
the
scallops
game
even
right now
better.
are super
Oh, I
nice.
love
I'm super
scallops. I
happy
miss
about them.
scallops.
We have
God,
really nice
I haven't-
shapes.
I haven't thought
we
about
can
scallops
really
in
feel
years.
the scale. We can, when we walk, you can see how
Scallops
big
are
they
amazing.
are.
My dad used to make scallops all the
They're
time.
impressive from a distance. The rustic feel, the abandonedness, these big, enormous, impressive shapes and silhouettes that
They
you get to
yummy.
explore.
Yeah, yeah.
Having all the vegetation
Got any
growing up
leftovers?
on
You eat
them
all.
bring really a second life, and it's super interesting to see that bring
Is Emily
kind
gloating over you
of,
about her win last night in
adventure
Cinemasters?
side of all those things, a mysterious side.
Indiana
Ate it
Jones kind
all.
of style, this exploring, discovering. There's a variety for players like to experience, to go back, revisit, and enjoy the derelict.
And yes, she said I took it like a champ, lol.
I think we can
Nice.
improve the speed to create those because they are really big
It was
location. We need to
Quite a
have
performance.
a lot of artists
say that.
working on those because it's really a huge amount of works to work on those one, and we want to create 100 of them everywhere on different planets and moons.
Adding more of the because we have like OCs, so like dressing them up immediately instead of hand placing all the rocks, the foliage, and all the like visual elements separately by hand. We should make actually like nicer modules that are already like pre-assembled and like most of the stuff is already contained in it. So that way we can like deploy it, spend a bit more time on detailing, just an extra pass, an extra level of depth to the art.
What I like the most on the new ship we did, we create a deeper story about those crash sites. With the Star Runner crashing on the planet and having the 600i just crashing on the mountain just by, we can just think about maybe they got a fight on the sky and they get hit and the boat get crashed just by themselves.
We really set out to add different variations of age to our ships. So we have like the freshly crashed ships, the older ones that the planet overgrown over, and we have the very like derelicts as like just a skeleton of the ship that's remaining. Really just the
Yeah,
frame
Alex.
of the actual ship that's just abandoned and rusted out.
The first
I may
ages
not have a
of the
jack, but I
derelict
got a
crash
monkey.
site is the fire one. That's mean it's when the
That's
ship
my
just
jack.
crashed. It's still on fire. We still have power in it. We still have sparks. The second age is crash. So that's mean the ship is crashed there, but maybe just a week after that. So no fire, no smoke anymore, no power inside the ship, no sparks. The third
Thinking
age
about
is the
watching this
biome.
movie,
It's
I've been
overgrown.
meaning
It's
to
when the
check out
biome
called
just
After
take its
Sun.
place back. We're going to have
After
more
Sun?
sand on it. We have more dirt. We have grass. We have going to have leaves and
After Sun, huh?
Supposed to be a real good movie.
It's got good ratings. But you know what else had good ratings? This movie. It's not a bad movie. I just I'm taking a lot of points off this movie just for how pretentious it is, but it's got a lot of great things about it. But boy, is it just a bogged down mess. It's a mess. It's just a mess. Like, I have no desire to ever watch it again. I feel like I should, because you watched it twice and you found more to appreciate about it, and I probably will just for the science, But that's about it. Yeah, I love Michelle Yeoh. So it is. You know what it reminds me of? I have a similar dislike for that one show on HBO. What was it? That was super edgy and pretentious. It was called. It had a. What was her name? Fucking Tom Holland's girlfriend. She played Mary Jane in the fucking Spider movies. Euphoria. Okay. Euphoria is a similar type of thing. And look at this. People love it. But it was almost unwatchable. Oh, it was pretty much unwatchable. I had a hard time. I know I was binge watching this show. And for the few moments that are isolated, so as like pretty, it has impressive scenes or something like this disconnect. It's not really connected to anything else, but it can be impressive. But Euphoria is way worse. It's a sick show.
I've heard people talk about it, but I don't know anything about it.
It's like a big teenager show. It's real cool with the kids. And it's not even one of those things where I feel okay, they're just getting their feet wet. These could be great directors one day. I don't really think so. What? It was based best film of all. It was voted best film of all time from something. Holy shit! What the fuck is going on? uh, thing it was not. This I can relate to. I agree with this guy. This is basically how I felt about the movie right here. Often gives way to overindulgence, making the overlong and overstuffed genre stew a well-meaning but exhausting experience. Couldn't have said it better myself.
And, Vine growing up on it.
The fourth version is the paint's been worn off. It's been in the sun for an
Now,
extended period of time.
Banshees of Inisherin, on the other hand, that was
scratched
great.
up. It's a lot of rust that's been
That was a movie.
overgrown. It's been scavenged. People have visited the ship, and it's missing pieces, panels. So a lot of wires are hanging. It's been used. It's been harvested basically.
Good shit for sure.
Yeah, but I have a feeling it's gonna lose. It's just that everything everywhere
I'm
all at
really
once is
excited
it's just
about
a
the daily caps
pandering
that we'll be adding to them.
kind of a film that panders to a wide audience, and it's gonna get all the votes. Watch, it's gonna
We're
win.
looking at a library of
I don't even know
hats
any. I know nothing about like what people feel about it and all this, but I can just tell you from what little I can just tell you for some reason it's somewhere inside me. It's gonna win. What do you think, Alex? You think it's gonna win?
create
Best
these
picture.
settlements.
Or what do you think it's gonna
We
win?
create those library because we want to reuse all those hubs on different ship and create
I'd be happy if
different stories
Fableman's or
and depth about why that ship is there and who is going to
Banshees
live
of
around.
Inisherin? Is it
Four-way
how many?
race.
We have like interiors. We have some that is just for
Think
like
it's a race?
sheltering from the sun.
You don't have an
from the
opinion
harsh
on what you think
conditions
will
of
win?
the planet. We have some that's just for like for sleeping. Ooh, there's some that have like little bars, little setups
Everything
inside.
Banshees, Fablemans, and
That people
Tar.
can eat, can meet up. Some other ones are just for like electricity generation. We have solar panels on some of
Tar
some
has
of
a
them.
lot of love.
When people
I haven't seen Tar.
find
Oh,
those
oh.
ships, they kind of
What?
salvage
Tar?
them, so they took part and kind of create
Avatar?
some kind of habitation
I
because they
really
want to live
didn't
around
like
those
it.
fresh site to be
Tar.
able to protect themselves for the weather.
These little mini camps, basically that.
It's a Kate Blanchett vehicle.
Oh, I remember. I've heard of this one. Yeah. But I'm sure the performance was good at
From
least.
Todd Field.
Oh, that is Todd Field. I'm so out of date. Oh, I recognize this guy. He's familiar. He's an actor, right? What the hell? Or he's not an actor. Why do I recognize him? Maybe I don't recognize him. He's an actor. Wait. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, Alex. He last acted voice. His last voice role was in Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I don't know what I'm talking about. Wait, it wasn't Twister. Eyes Wide Shut.
He
but what-
actually does play a small part in Eyes
Yeah.
Wide Shut as the piano guy.
I'm thinking of Emilio Estevez or something. Like I know it's not. Oh no. I know this guy. Yeah, he was in Twister too. I remember him from Twister. He was one of the groupies, like Twister fucking Storm Chaser guys. Yeah, that's where I recognize him from. He's been in other things too. Yeah, I did. I wasn't wrong. That's kind of funny. I think my memory of him is really just is drawing from Twister.
But I'm surprised that the reaction and all the love that it's getting because it's really a stuffy film and slow, and I just think it's way less meaningful than people think it is.
Yeah, I feel that way about everything everywhere all at once. But it has a lot. I think you already know I have respect for it, but I have like a very middling respect for it. But yeah, I don't know. I can appreciate that. Is it like a watered down Black Swan? Is that what it is? It's where she's a conductor, right?
Scorsese said he watched Tar and felt the clouds of cinema parting.
Wait, what? Is that like praise or is it criticism or is it like negative? I can't tell. Sounds like it's praise.
As praise.
I mean, it's obviously praise. I don't know why I had to ask a question. His family moved to Portland, Oregon. Oh, that explains everything, doesn't it? He's from Portland. Portland. I'm just joking. Just insert random insult about Portland being full of hipsters. I don't believe that. Maybe a little bit. Tar. Yeah, it's just where she's a conductor, right? Yeah.
It's just a very slow burning drama character study about a big composer.
Mm.
Or yeah, conductor rather.
Yeah, she's a conductor. I remember seeing something about this. Oh, it was when she was on Hot Ones. She was promoting it. Like I'm sure she wasn't only doing Hot Ones to promote it, but, she doesn't really need to promote her movies, but I mean that doesn't hurt. But yeah, she was on Hot Ones, and that was her plug. Was Tar. That's right. I remember now.
People can go and explore. These can be added to the new derelicts, but also to the old ones as well. We made them pretty flexible in terms of look, because we can change up the wear and tear on these things, so we can add different ages to them. We can make them look extra rusty, or we can look like pretty much brand new, like they just scavenged a ship and made these little huts out of the panels and stuff.
I don't know, for whatever reason, Alex, I've been thinking about this a lot, like, because, it bothers me. But Everything Everywhere All at Once, it's like, this movie will not be remembered, just like Crash wasn't remembered. Not that there were similar types of movies, but I think that their phrase was misfound, or that they claimed the guy was misfound. And it's like, it just makes me think about Eternal Sunshine, because not just because there's thematic things or there's stylistic things between Gondry and that, there are, but just because the fragmented storytelling, like you were saying last night, it's a movie that is a perfect example of how you do that kind of thing right. You care about the characters. I can watch a movie every single year. I can watch that movie and always appreciate it, and always want to go back and watch it again. But that movie, I don't want to watch that again, but I will someday. It's not a mess.
The purpose is to have a multi-use.
And Gondry is not a perfect
You
filmmaker.
win some, you lose some.
Yeah, but that is Eternal Sunshine it's a masterpiece in my opinion. It's a rare movie that we get once in a generation.
Multi-ages, different environments that they can suit into either snow, sand environments, different weather, into the jungle. Like, it's a multi-purpose Habs library that, it's just increase our speed and everything.
So the idea was to finish our library in the last years. So now with the
In every
next
way, it's
mandate,
better
with
than
the
that piece of
next
trash.
Derelict Crash, we'll be able to create all those shantytown everywhere on different planets. So that will bring more gameplay and more opportunity to the player to just go around and visit them.
And if there's one constant in game development, that's change. Or in this case, the continuing iteration by a dedicated team to populate the planets and moons of Stanton and Pyro with not only the derelicts and shantytowns that we saw, but our landing zones like Lorville. Now, we first spoke of the upcoming changes to Lorville in a Journey to 4.0 segment at CitizenCon 2952. But while we had the folks in town, we thought it'd be worth checking in on the team's progress while they were here. Progress that's, quite frankly, going so well, we're starting to think this new version of our oldest landing zone might just arrive a little sooner than expected.
Since the last time we talked about Lorville 2.0, a lot of things have changed. It has evolved. The key element that changed is the detail.
I love Lorville. Lorville's my
all
home.
the elements, and
I was
specifically
born in
like to
Lorville.
mention the buildings.
My first place I ever
there's
spawned.
details that really enhances the building believability.
My old stomping grounds.
All the industrial outskirts really give the impression of a scale of the city.
I think it will
It
go
will
to
be
Fableman's.
That'd
Everything
be
would
good.
be the likely upset. Tar would be the big upset. I don't think it LL
Our
go to Banshees.
materials are much more closer
Yeah.
to a final look. We were going to a path of adding more
I can see
tints and variety in color to the buildings and the surrounding structures, as well adding a
At
lot
the
of
end of the day, it's a
emissives
popularity
throughout the
contest.
city. and that gives like a good impression of
For better or
the
worse.
day and the night cycle. The branding is very Hurston family centric, like they're very brutalist in a way, and yeah, it will be iconic. The process of going from first pass into final, sometimes we have to break a bit of stuff because as we're finding out the correct scale of the buildings, validate how it looks and how it works together, and we realize certain things need to be aligned differently. We have to go into and remove some buildings or rearrange some neighborhoods to make them fit together in a more cohesive way. There's things beyond like the new buildings. There's new pathways, there's the trenches, there's some tunnels as well, going into like those pyramid shapes that comes from Eric's concept, and we've added tunnels to those.
Look at all
There's
these nerds.
cranes, and they create an opportunity to fly under them, flowing from the outside of the city to the inside, and pipelines. And there's a way of finding your way into Lorville with all these things that we've added, and it has like a really fun structure, easy ways to find where you're at. We're adding more landing pads, especially on the building rooftops. They
Sweet.
create opportunities for gameplay, for pickup missions, and for the future of
If
building
I were an
interiors
Academy
as well,
voter, I
or
think
just
I would rank
simple,
my vote as one
mission
triangle
types
of
stuff to
sadness,
do
2
on the
banshees,
rooftops.
and 3 fablemans.
Well, geez, why didn't we watch Triangle of Sadness? Jeez
The
Louise, I want to see
city
that movie
is
now.
quite
Gosh, Alex,
expanded,
what a way.
so
What the fuck?
it's extending much further in terms
I know,
of like,
I'm
the
just joking.
industrial
I
areas
do.
that we've added.
I'm surprised you haven't. I don't even remember you talking about this movie. What the fuck, Alex? What the fuck? What the fuck? Just drop this one on me, just like, oh, it's my favorite movie of the year. Ooh. Hey, Sean, let's watch Banshees. Hey, Sean, let's watch Fablemans. Hey, Sean, let's watch Everything Everywhere at Once. Hey, Sean, like, guess what my favorite movie is? A movie I never talked about. That's what you sound like, Alex. That's what you sound like. This is my favorite movie of the year. Or one that you want to have an Academy Award, which is, yeah, it's the same thing, isn't it?
But it's a fairly good lineup regardless. As long as Star doesn't win it, I'll be happy, I think.
Yeah, I mean, character studies like that generally don't really win. Like, you know what I mean? Like, has a movie like that ever won Best Picture? You're gonna school me on this right now. But like, it's just usually not heavy enough of a film just on its own right when it's just like a character study like that. You know what I mean? Which I'm assuming it is. And was what you said it is. That's what it seems like it is. You're gonna name like some movie that's like, and it's gonna be like, oh shit, yeah, you're right.
People really responded to it, I don't know.
Mm. So you think there's a chance?
Adding to the outreach of the city, the outskirts. They
I don't know,
feel like they have
I just
They
don't
have,
want
like,
everything to win.
Quarries. They have like the pipelines.
Good guys
they have,
lose
like,
if
industry
that one's.
or manufacturing. The lead up to the city, it feels functional.
It gives everyone
There's, like,
agency
smokes-
to put very little effort into what they're doing, and have like yeah.
Facts,
gosh.
activity going on with cranes, and it makes like a fun.
I start to hear
layout.
myself complain, and I just get exhausted
We've
even thinking about the prospect of complaining more about
experimented
it.
with moving L19 or the CBD or the spaceport in relationship to each other. In the end, we barely moved them. We only moved like the spaceport slightly, like a few
Like, it
hundred
barely
meters.
passes
That's
like
not
a
lot to
YouTube
the whole
series
scale of the city.
Before like YouTube had
What
its own
you'll
little
see
series.
from the vistas
Like
from
the old
those
school ones.
places is going to be really a big positive change, I think, and it's still something we're tweaking and working on because we really want to make those work, like key shots basically for those vistas.
Is the Grand Theft
Travel
Auto
through
of the movie
city
world to me
is
right now?
not changing, other than the fact that the transit to the gates will be a bit extended, but the view from the transit will
Or
be
piece of shit, piece of media is the
a
most
lot
popular thing,
different
or very
in a
popular
good
when it
way,
shouldn't be.
less repeated. You feel more like you're in a real city, and we'll take like a special care along like the path of the train.
Well, let's be fair. everything's better than GTA. I mean, nothing's as bad as GTA. But
The key to changing Lorville is the opportunity to have like a whole city built to scale, so that we can fly in and there's no zones that are blocked to the player. Different viewpoints throughout the city where we can land, and
Who's
it's
Andromeda?
preparing
Well, that
also with
is
the
like your
ground
opinion,
for
man.
future updates.
Well, that's like
the
your
building
opinion, man.
interiors, because the original buildings
Well,
in
that's just
Lorville
like
which much too small
opinion, man.
to have buildings and building interiors in the future. And you're gonna hear more about the building interiors in a few weeks.
Except my opinion's right.
So, what did we
It's
learn
like
this week?
it's like one of those.
Well, we learned that the crash
You know,
derelict system is
objectively
continuing to evolve as more and more
factual,
locations are added to the standard system in the upcoming Alpha
100%
319.
Totally.
And
accurate
progress on the new
opinions.
Lorville isn't just looking great and coming along fast. It's also in preparation for its own next evolution that includes building interiors, which, as Maxime said, we'll be discussing in just a couple weeks. And overall, this week is a reminder that iteration is at the
I'm
heart
just
of
sad at
any
the fact that it's
game's
going to
development.
inspire more
And that while the new and shiny will always get the
random
most attention, it's
bullshit
just as
pandering
important to
type
continue maturing what's come before
of
to ensure
entertainment.
the better after. And as for the right now and Alpha 318, well, that's still going through its paces on our public test universe. But you should keep an eye on the RobertSpaceIndustries.com website and socials for when this
You gotta give it credit for
huge
sometimes
jammer
tried.
patch takes its
So
next
bad at what
big
it was doing.
step. And while we're all waiting, stop.
Like, as soon as I
leaving
started
all
to compliment it, I
crashed
retract my compliment.
spaceships littered around
Have you
all the
noticed
new
this?
racetracks.
I can't.
didn't
I
add
really want.
persistence
I
just
just
to let
really,
you
really
all
want to
make
find
messes.
something good about it, and
Well, some of us
keep
might.
it without saying something to negate it.
Benoit definitely.
But I can't.
Now, don't forget that Lunar New Year is also going on right now on the live
Okay, Jared.
servers.
No one cares about Lunar New Year. Nobody does. It's nobody.
I could write you a diatribe about what I find good in it, but I'm too lazy.
That's fair. Dark's playing New World. Look at that. Floodgate. What the fuck? What's multiverses? Oh, I'm curious. I'm a curious cat. Oh, this is like that Super Smash Bros. Game or something. Oh, this trailer's really dumb.
Hope you're happy with the adventure so far, Morty. Will you just show me how to stay alive? You can't tell me what to do. Whoa, 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 Morty, come on! Get in the game, Morty! Ah! You're the boss. Love a love a dub dub. Jeez, I really need to chill.
What is the game? Oh yeah, Super Smash Brothers. Oh yeah, true. Oh, maybe it'll prepare you. Maybe it'll enlighten you. Maybe it'll radically change the outcome of your daughter's life.
Maybe so.
Let's hope so. Enjoy. Is that Tom and Jerry? What the fuck?
Talk to you later.
Later, dude.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change." The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Oh. Oh, wait. Am I close to this?
It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory. Right now, your finger is just drawing vaguely occult patterns in the air.
Useful patterns?
Undoubtedly, no.
Might try this again later.
Sure, why not? The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you...
Oh, it takes away my perception.
Tarpaulin cloak is still hanging on the railing. The white rectangle of the Revachol Citizens Militia is clearly visible on its back. As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips.
Oh yeah, this is a good jacket, I forgot. Oh, I already got 10. That? Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll take this.
This is the Night Watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather. You need to rest. Your body is aching. Getting in here has taken something out of you. Have a seat. The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons. Stale air floods through your nostrils. Not a single mote of dust floats inside your lungs, though. The inside of the booth is immaculate. You stand and exit the booth.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, Rene, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that picture of René?
What else about it?
You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure, as long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time.
You should sell it. I won't.
Yes?
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. And, with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
I remember this.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Lieutenant, I think there's something special about the container.
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
Oh, it's totally different. I don't want to paint it. I'm just drawn to
There
it.
are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
It's hanging from the crane.
You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
Knock on the door.
No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container.
Open the door.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Oh, what the fuck? I forgot this. Oh, I need more rhetoric. Ah! What do I do here? Oh, damn it. Bunnies. Oh my god, I must have enough for my rent for tomorrow. I already paid for my rent tonight. Look at this blue. Right over here. I want interesting. Now we're about to meet Avart. Avart's a badass. He scares me.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the Vanishing Peninsula
From Ubisoft?
Ubisoft on Muindi.
Oh my gosh, not from Ubisoft. So he's one of those French Canadians.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
Oh, it doesn't really rhyme. Hi.
Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister? I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with you people and scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You'd be right.
Oh yes, born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then, too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No sir, those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
What are you doing with these containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes I am, yes I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Well, I mean, if I failed this, I'll be mad.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pines livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core. There appear to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers.
Oh, I just barely passed that perception check. Leo, has anyone ever told you why you need to change the covers?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
This looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
What is underneath these red covers?
Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals. Most of them have labels on them, I think.
Thanks, Leo. You've been very helpful.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Where's everyone? The harbor is empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is, and Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent...
Wait, did I do it again? No? Might be a little louder. What trouble did Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business.
Okay.
Him and his boy stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
But what did they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
Yeah. Too rowdy, Leo. What kind of fight did they get into? Did they kill a mercenary?
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
You work here?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am.
Hold on, who's this Miss Beaufort you mentioned?
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has.
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
Okay, so this is the union fixer, the gardener.
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip, too.
Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off. Perhaps something to consider later.
Send that container over there. Point to the container suspended from the green arm.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
I'm looking for the leader of the Dock Workers Union.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where I can find this man.
Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course.
Okay, I'm off.
Bye-bye now.
What's gonna be something? Last time I talked to Everard, it was like a really, it was a moment. He's kind of a dick. They definitely make a moment of it. There you go.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. With a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
You're in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Damn, this chair is uncomfortable.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Am I dying? That just killed me.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
So I'm guessing this is bad.
Very, very bad. This is the end bad.
Try to remain conscious.
All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face, like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
Oh, come on, all the way back here? Why didn't I save? What the fuck? The chair killed me. Fucking chair. Dude. Well, this is good. I can do this one again. No, that hurts my perception. I'm dumb.
An imposing combination. The machine swallows your coin, and see your fingers
I
run
passed
over the
it.
dial pad.
What?
005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. You rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. How may I help you?
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
What is this place? What is it?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy.
Oh, I meant what is this place to me?
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
You know me?
No.
Why did I call you?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Maybe, but I don't even know my name.
If you need any further assistance, you can visit us on the corner of Voyager and Main. I can't help you over the phone. Are we done?
The call is terminated by the other party. You're left with the discomforting sound of the disconnect tone.
Great. Awesome.
The tarpaulin, as your fingers touch the... This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to you need to rest. Your body is aching. Getting in here, the chair is not as austere. Stale air floods through your nostrils. You stand.
If you must.
Nothing incriminate. It's a black and white.
Why did you take that picture of? You're really interested.
Control panel with Marsh on with a loud grind. The crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Alright. Let's do this.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again. Now, moving.
I can't see how that was worth it.
Before you stands.
Is this like your thing with that wall again? There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that. We are not here to interact with containers.
No reply. The knock produces. You attempt to turn to your left. The lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzle. The lyrics, the accent.
Container, Everard. I see you are not a you. I mean, just some of the other guys don't. Oh yeah, people say us.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them container.
The container, it's like there appear to be cisterns under.
Yes, there are.
No, not really. Miss. Oh, I don't know, mister. Oh, no trouble at all. Yes. I'm like Mr. Everett. Actually.
Who is?
A real prick, but I can't listen to the radio all the time. Oh, Lizzie. But she's a real if me miss doctor.
Law school?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what I found.
Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off.
Oh, we're on a.
So no one.
Not everyone is, but Titus and his boys got into. Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard, miss. I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just.
Easy, Leo.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway.
I remember I was the runt of the class. The bigger boys always used to pick on me. You see, I had a bit of a temper back in the day. Flew off the handle like nobody's business. But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head. Noel never started another fight with anyone after this. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everett. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know.
Told you.
Oh, you want me? Guys like Mr. Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course. Bye-bye now.
Before you is, with great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair with a mixture of expectation.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff. You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
I'd rather stand.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take
I
a
don't
seat.
sit. It's
I
kind of my
insist.
thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions. I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
You're no Titan of Felician, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Oh, I need volition. What do we do?
Mr. Dubois, I hope time is on your side this time. Please, take a seat.
Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
Take a seat.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you are a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
I'm being serious.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Oh my god. How do I heal myself?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager.
Not in your money, bitch.
Go ahead, take it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
I don't need it. Wait, Unigart?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Keep it, I'm good.
Okay, okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
I would appreciate any help you can provide.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
I don't have more composure. Fucking A. Come again.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Oh, fuck.
Who does this guy think you are? Ronnie the Rookie? You ain't worried about no lost gun, or unpaid bill, or forgotten name. You're the bad cop. You're probably more corrupt than him.
I can't believe that.
Fuck yes. You're part of the old guard, the ancient guard, the most corrupt, unholy cops in the land. Chill out like the black dragon you are.
Sink deep in the folding chair, smiling, cross your hands behind your back.
The fat man does the same, sinking deeper into his chair than one would think is physically possible. He seems to be enjoying your little display. Good. Now lean in with some corruption.
Listen, Bart, pal, we both know what makes the wheels of the world turn.
That we do, Harry. Let them say what they will about you and me. We're both born fighters.
Nice bit with the chair, by the way. Good way to keep your guests on edge.
Why, thank you. It's always nice when a fellow professional appreciates your work.
That's it. Now kick back and add a final flourish for dignity.
Thanks for your hospitality. Feel free to visit me down at the station anytime.
You strike me as a reasonable man, Harry. I like that in a lawman. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? What can Everard Clare do for you?
I think we'd like to ask you a few questions. Don't you think so, Detective?
Whatever you do, don't ask him about the gun first. You don't want him thinking you're scared.
met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals?
Yes, we're all trying to do what's best for Martin 8. Don't feel like you shouldn't work with her just because you and I are such good friends. I'm not a jealous guy.
What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Gaumont?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
You made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
Called him a midget.
Harry! I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
Joyce seems to think that Union is lowballing her. I have any letters in this you.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Joyce seems to think the Union is lowballing her.
Yes, yes. Low-balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
Joyce said the previous Union leader banished under suspicious circumstances. Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Another question then?
Yes, please, Harry. Feel free to speak your mind or ask me anything. Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
Since there's a but.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors.
I've opened a few doors in my life.
And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Whose door is it?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
Why don't you just open it yourself?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
What do you mean by weasel?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
But you don't even know anything about the hanging.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
Damn it, fine. I'll look into this. We need to talk about that murder.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
She gonna ask me how I got in?
Honestly, I didn't want to bring it up, Harry. I heard you have become Measurehead's race pupil. Personally, I'm not big on the whole race thing, but that's okay. It's all right to be a massive racist, Harry. Let me assure you, I'm very glad you're comfortable sharing this with me. I run a big and quirky organization. Everyone is welcome. Birds of all feathers. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
The union is involved in local drug trade.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
I'm not.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what? I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you. But you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Oh, Mr. Dubois. Why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry. My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
It's fine, it's testing.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently, my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
You can do this.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
Not an RCM folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man, so is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
The Census Bureau says my name is Harry DuBois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
It's in the container that's outside your office.
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
Something special about it. It was attached to the... Oh, I should... Never mind the container.
I rarely do, Harry. I have people for that. Now, you were saying?
Alright, I'm gonna leave now. We might talk again later.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Alright, I'm gonna go to bed. I need to get more sleep than I did last night. I got like 4 hours, 4.5 hours, some shit. I want to get a good 8 hours of sleep. So good night.